Hello, this is Mega McGee Gaming here. So, in this video, we're going to be looking at Spyro 2. Now obviously we've done the first one, I think it was about a week ago now. I was really impressed with the game. It's exactly as I remember it being, full of charm. Just an all-round great fun game for children and adults alike. This one, I have played for a little bit already. I think I got up to World 2. So, we'll go in, see what it's like, and I'll give you my thoughts and impressions on the game. Now, you can see there I've only done 6%, but I did do it with my children on their account, and I got to, well, strangely enough, 120% once you do the little treasure bit at the end and all that. But I did thoroughly enjoy it, and the kids loved it as well, so it's a great game. This one, I don't think I'm as impressed with as I am as the first game, but it could be nostalgia. The first one I played when I was younger, this one I didn't, so it could be that bit as well in the world of dragons. I don't know if any of you have ever seen the BBC One programme. I think it was BBC One, Merlin. It was out years ago now. It was a great little programme, honestly. It was cracking, and always at the start you used to have John Hurt playing the dragon. He used to go, "In a land of myth, in the time of magic." That there just reminds me of that straight away. So, opening cutscene starts here, and already I feel they've given Spyro a bit more of a personality than what he had in the first one. They've backed him up with a bit more story, and he's speaking more than what he used to straight away. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I'm not sure yet. There is in general a lot more conversation pieces in this game, a lot more text, a lot more talking and cutscenes than what there was in the first one. Animals and things as well, you know, different. I'm not sure if I like that or not. Spyro, the first one, was very innocent in the way it presented itself. It was unique. There wasn't sort of many games like it. This one, I don't know, with the animals not there, I feel it's very generic in what a lot of other things are like. That looks like something out of Spyro, not Spyro, sorry, out of Sonic. You know, she looks like some character out there, and they just look generic characters that you find in kids programs and things like that. I think they've made a mistake bringing that in, I really do.
Hey, stop staring. Haven't you guys ever seen a dragon before? You're a dragon? You got a problem with that, pussycat? Well.
This is the baddie in this one. He's not as big as the baddie as the first one, is he? Nasty Nork.
A dragon? You brought a dragon to Avalar? I hate dragons. Yeah!
Washes off.
Kill it! You imbecile! You ate my scepter! I'll deal with you later! Who was that jerk?
See what I mean by the cutscenes? It's already a lot longer than the opening cutscene of the first one, and they are trying to flesh out the lore and the backstory of the game. But I feel is a kid or child playing this game that less is more. I feel the first one was better presented, and you were straight into the game. This one has been 5 minutes already, and you're not even started. You know, I don't. Even to me as an adult, some games, a game like this, I want to see less cutscenes. I want more gameplay. Spyro's a platformer. You want to just be playing. You ever go again straight away? Text. Kids don't want to be reading that. They just want to be playing the game. I feel they've lost their audience a bit in this game, and that they should have left it simpler. The first one was simpler, and I think it had more charm. I really do. but this is just my opinion. Now immediately the game plays exactly as the first one did. See me jumping around here, it's exactly the same. The controller functions exactly the same. The way Spyro moves is exactly the same. Obviously the graphics have been improved in this game, just like the first one. What I will say is though, and this sounds strange, and it might not look good, but I don't feel it looks as good as the first game. Now it might just be the art style. You can tell it's the same as Spyro, but like I don't know if it's just the world that the way it's designed, it doesn't look. It's open. It's a bit more cluttered. Maybe that's what it is, but I just don't feel the graphics are quite as sharp as they were in the first game. Or maybe it's because I'm used to them now because I have played the first game a lot. Also, as you can see, there's a lot more gems in this game than the first game. Now this is a bonus in this game because in the first game you had all the gems you need to collect, and there was a lot of them. Not as many as there is in this game, but you collected the gems and it's just, well, now what was the point in the gems? Whereas in this game there's actually a purpose. So the gems you collect you can spend on, there's a man called Mr. Moneybags, and you can spend gems with him to open bridges and levels, or you can teach you abilities like climbing up ladders, which I don't know why you'd want to do as a dragon, because you can just flap your wings. You know, pigeons don't need to climb dragons. There's no reason why a dragon should. Pigeons don't need to climb ladders, rather. And you can get to swim underwater and things like that. So it's something to spend your gems on, your currency thing, which is a good thing. It's extra. Other things, you've got these orbs you need to collect. Now they are specific to the story, as well as little artifact things you get at the end and that. I'm not sure what they do yet, but once we get to the overall review of the trilogy, I'll let you know what they're for. Right.
Hi, Spyro. I'm a friend of Alora's.
This obviously here, these are the little save points now. They used to be where in the first one you saved a dragon and that was a save point or a checkpoint. This time it's just once you go past the little fairy lady, which looks like Tinkerbell. Of course as well, there's lots of different enemies in this game. There's Mr. Moneybags. That's the guy I was telling you about. So he's going to open a bridge here for you for 100 gems. Now the enemies, there is not just reskins either, they are totally different enemies to what you had in the first one. But it's the same general approach you take to them. The bigger ones you tend to charge and fire down quickly. The smaller ones you can charge, knock them out. The ones wearing metal, charge them because you can't obviously light them on fire, and so on and so forth like that. I'm glad they've kept that simple, because that is one of the beauty about Spyro. In that way, it's a simple game. You can charge about like a nutter, and it's great. Now, one of the things I will say about this game is, although it controls the same as the first one, the way the levels are designed, in particular the flying levels, I have done a couple of flying levels now with my kids, and I find them particularly frustrating. Not frustrating as in a way, oh, I can't do this, I need to do this bit or that bit. Frustrating is in the way the graphics are and the controller. So the camera sometimes can be quite, not the camera, Spyro when he's flying can be really slow to turn around in the flying levels. It feels old technology, if that makes sense. So in the levels you can hit the graphics and get stuck a bit, and it knocks you off course and that, and it is very frustrating when you're doing tight circuits on the flying levels and whatnot, and you make mistakes that shouldn't be happening because it's an older generation of gaming. Because this was a PlayStation 1 game, so it plays like a PlayStation 1 game, but with the graphics of of the current generations and that. So it is frustrating, but you can forgive it almost. But in the moment, you really want to get the controller and you want to hide at your TV screen, which don't do, because it's not good. It's not good teaching your kids that, like, no way at all. But it is frustrating, very. So it's got the same principle as the first game as well. You've got your different worlds, and inside them worlds you've got different levels you can go to. A lot of gems, as you can see. Also, while you're in the level, enemies don't drop your gems anymore. They now drop, well, like it's like a count number. So they drop little souls, I think it is. And once you get to a certain amount of them, you can activate things in the level. So for example, you can get immunity where you can't be killed by lava. You get your special fire breath. And this one here, you can see I can now fly for a set amount of time. And once I killed, I think it said 13 enemies there. And then that unlocks extra bits around the level. So it's cool in the way they're giving the levels now like multi functions, because you can only do certain bits by unlocking a different layer of abilities, like the flying. I can't do that without flying here, there, and that's a little quest. That's another thing, you get little quests inside the level, inside the levels like this. In each level there may be 4 or 5 quests you've got to do to unlock. You see the big orb I'm going to get here. So with the money bags and the quests and the killing number of enemies to unlock the abilities, it is quite a lot to remember, and it's quite a lot for a young kid, I think, to be into. I feel they've lost our audience a little bit. They made it a little bit too complicated for. And it's not that some of it's fun, some of it's quite a chore. The quests I find a chore to do, you know. It's not. You just want to get in, kill the enemies, have some fun while you're playing the game. I feel like they've lost it a little bit. Now, I don't know if you've seen there, but now this is a handy thing. I like this. I'm sure it wasn't in the first one. I don't remember it anyways. But now when you're gliding down, just before you get to the end of the glide, you see here, douche, you can press triangle. And you do like a little jump in the air just to get that little bit extra height if you know you're going to miss a ledge. And it's absolutely such a lifesaver, that it really is. It's fantastic. Right, so closing thoughts on this game. No, it's not as good as the first one. It's lost a little bit of charm, I feel. It's a little bit more complicated. And it's not quite as good for children, and I don't think it's good for adults. They've added stuff in to obviously change up the game, which they needed to. They didn't want it to become stale, but I feel they've went a step in the wrong direction slightly. It's still a really good game though, and especially after playing the first one, your kids will definitely want to continue on to the second one and do that game. Just if they're younger, you might have to give them a hand more than what you did in the first one. Right, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and like. That's all from me today. Catch you later.